Namaste, aspirants of Ayurveda. Today we'll be discussing about the aspect of air or Vayu. Present day, we have many problems, especially related with the air of the environment. Air pollution has become an invariable component of the present day world and posing lot of environmental consequences as well as health consequences. The description has been found even in the Ayurvedic texts. Lot of physiological and environmental Vayu or the air has been given in detail in the classics of Ayurveda. In Sushruta Samhita, it has been mentioned, Visargadana vikshepaihi soma suryanila yatha dharayanti jagaddeham kafapitta nilastata, wherein the emphasis of sun, moon and wind in causation of the seasons in the macrocosm as well as vata, pitta and kapha in the maintenance of the microcosm has been mentioned in this context. Further, description is mentioned in Vatakalakaliya Adhyaya in Charaka Samhita regarding the natural or Prakrita Vayu Lakshana as well as the Vikrita Vayu Lakshana, both related to the body as well as the universe. Further, in Sushruta Samhita Kalpasthana, Vishadushita Vayu Lakshana as well as the effects on the body have been discussed in detail. If we think about the environmental aspect, in Charaka Samhita, it has been mentioned Tadyata Dharani Dharanam, that is the maintenance of the earth, Jwalano Jwalanam, which helps in combustion of the fuel, Aditya Nakshatra Grahagananam Santana Gati Vidhanam, movements of the galaxy, Srishtischa Meghanam, that is formation of the clouds, Apam Visargaha, precipitation, Pravartanam Srotasam, flowing of the rivers, Pushpa Phalanam cha Abhinirvartanam, that is blooming of the flowers and maturing of the fruits, Udbhedanam Chodbhidanam, that is germination of the seeds and growth of the plant, Rutunam Pravibhagaha, or classification of the seasons, Vibhago Dhatunam, Dhatum Samsthana Vyaktihi, Bijabhi Samskara, Shasya Abhivardhanam, Vikledo Upasheshoshanam, bringing about the dryness and hardness and transformation everywhere are mentioned, and along with that Avaikarika Vikarascheti, that is the Avaikarika features, as well as further in the next sloka he mentions about the Vikrita Vayu Lakshana also. So like this, detailed description about the environmental air has been mentioned in Charaka Samhita. Further, in the modern, if you think about, then the various components of air have been mentioned, that is nitrogen, oxygen and carbon dioxide. Along with that, the trace elements like argon, neon, krypton, xenon, helium have been mentioned as a composition of air. Further, the air gets polluted in the due course of time due to the various factors. It may be the human activities related to the physiological things like respiration. Both human beings, plants and animals, they are respiring, especially during the night time. The plants give the carbon dioxide, otherwise in the morning times they usually take the carbon dioxide from the environment and give the oxygen and they purify the air. Further, combustion of different fuels in the form of coal, fuel, gas, oil, burning of firecrackers, these also will be leading to the pollution. Along with that, vehicles and industries, they release the dust, fumes and vapors and gases, as well as decomposition of the organic material from the plant and the animal sources lead to the air pollution. Further, the natural purification of air takes place by the wind, sunlight, rain and vegetation. Wind dilutes and takes away the impurities and prevents the accumulation of the pollutants. Sunlight helps to oxidize the matter as well as kills the pathogenic bacteria. Rain settles the suspended impurities and reduces the gaseous impurities. And vegetation produces the oxygen during photosynthesis, thus stabilize the carbon dioxide. Further, the various chemical changes take place in an occupied room. Chemical changes, gradually concentration of carbon dioxide enhances. At rest, about 0.7 cubic feet of carbon dioxide per hour per person is given by the every individual. Further, physical activities up to 2 cubic feet of carbon dioxide is given per hour per person if the person is running or doing exercise. Then the physical changes also occur. Increase in the temperature due to the body heat. At rest, human being emits around 400 BTU per hour. So as the temperature increases, then the person feels discomfort. Further, the increase in the humidity also occurs. Whenever we do the respiration, then during the process, lot of water vapor is released and around 700 grams of water vapor per 24 hours is given through the perspiration. And if one is doing vigorous activity, then even he can give up to 18.4 grams of hour at rest, whereas 175 gram per hour in the vigorous activity. Further, the different kinds of the body odors may be due to the bad breath or perspiration as well as scents, etc. They produce an obnoxious smell which is intolerable. Further, pollution due to the pathogenic bacteria and viruses during the exhalation also takes place. So thus the air in the room starts getting vitiated from time to time. Further, the various impacts are there. One thing is physical impact. Whenever a lot of people are occupied in a room, then a feeling of suffocation or discomfort starts, as well as person feels headache, and again infection can also occur due to the droplet infections, especially in case of the respiratory tract infections. And again, mental consequences are also resulted, wherein inability to concentrate, reduction in the efficiency of the occupants takes place. And whenever we are speaking about the changes, then there are different kinds it has been measured. That is, they are considered under the indices of the thermal comfort, wherein first of all they used to think that air temperature is the only thing that is responsible for the comfort of an individual. So the temperature was measured and the comfort level were assessed. Further, they came to know that the temperature is not only a factor which is responsible for the comfort level in the particular environment. So air temperature as well as humidity together were considered as the measurement of the thermal comfort. Further, it was not satisfactory in that way also. Then there came a name known as cooling power. So cooling power is combined expression of temperature, humidity and air movement. Because when the air movement is not there, we feel discomfort. So these three together were included in the cooling power. They measured by the Kita thermometer, and reading of 6 and above in the dry Kita thermometer and 20 and above in the wet Kita thermometer were considered as the indices of thermal comfort. Later on again, this was not found 100% efficient. Again, they introduced the term effective temperature. So effective temperature, humidity and movement of the air on the sensation of the warmth and cold felt by the body. Because some persons will be feeling warm, then they are more comfortable. If some people are not able to tolerate heat, so in a temperature of around 25 degree itself, they feel so hot. So in that condition, it is a relative value. Some person will have, some person will not have. So this also was taken into consideration in the effective temperature. Further, again, this was not found to be the most effective. Then corrected effective temperature, wherein air temperature, velocity, humidity and mean radiant heat are considered together, and globe thermometer is used to measure this particular index. So This is a further composite index for the thermal comfort. Based on the observation, about 4.5 liters of sweat excretion in 4 hours among the acclimatized healthy young men for repeated exposure to heat, McAdle and his associates prepared a chart predicted 4-hour sweat rate and the factors considered during measurement obtained by combination of dry and wet bulb air temperature velocity and mean radiant air temperature under the different work intensity. This McAdle maximum allowable sweat rate is also considered whenever we are considering the environmental factor. And different comfort zones have been designed based on this. That is pleasant and cool. It is corrective effective temperature is 20. Comfortable and cool it is 20 to 25. Comfortable 25 to 27. Hot and uncomfortable 27 to 28. Extremely hot 28 and above. Intolerably hot 30 plus. And again similarly the predicted 4-hour sweat rate also has been decided. That is comfortable zone, it is 1 to 3 liters. If it is there, then it is okay. And then just tolerable if it is 3 to 4.5, and intolerable if it is 4.5 liters per 4 hours. So this is the different comfort zones that have been described. Further, coming on for the pollution, like the comforts were depending upon the only environment factor, that is temperature, humidity, etc. Here, pollution. Pollution is something more dangerous. Inescapable consequence of air in environment of human activities is known as air pollution. So, the presence of gases or mixture of gases, particulate matters in surrounding atmosphere, or in the combination with the external pollutants, again the creation of the smog, etc., that is going to cause an impact on the health, safety of the humans as well as the plants and animals is called as air pollution. Further, different kinds of the pollutants have been mentioned. It may be primary or secondary, that is based on the source of the pollution. If source of the pollution is industry, automobile, exhaust, or when contaminated with the dust, there comes under primary pollutants. And secondary air pollutants are air pollution produced due to the chemical interaction of the primary pollutants with natural contents like oxygen and water. Example, ozone. Based on the types of pollutant, gaseous air pollutants, pollutants that are present in the gaseous or vapor form which can pass through the filters, they are called as gaseous air pollutants. Then the particulate air pollutants, wherein the pollutants present in solid or liquid state suspended in the atmosphere, they range in the 1 to 2 micrometer to 100 micrometer in the size. So these all are considered under the different pollutants. Again, there are different chemicals that are causing the pollution, that is carbon monoxide. Incomplete combustion of the carbon containing material, for example automobiles, industries, industrial heaters, incinerators, they around 350 to 600 million tons per year have been released into the atmosphere. They are very harmful for the health of an individual. Further, sulfur dioxide, colorless gas with sharp odor produced due to the combustion of sulfur containing fossil fuel, smelting of sulfur containing ores in the industries. And again, many a times it leads to acid rains and difficulty in breathing, such kinds of the problems. Then lead, burning of the alkyl lead additives used as a fuel in the vehicle, mostly from the leaded petrol. Again, lead can have the neurological effect, hematological effect, like different kinds of the effects can be caused. And carbon dioxide, burning of coal, oil, gases, it is not considered among the pollutants as it is one among the natural components of the air, but excess amount results in global warming and environmental changes. Today, a lot of problems we are facing, that is due to the excessive carbon dioxide level. And hydrocarbons, incineration, coal, wood burning, petroleum, all these things lead to the hydrocarbons. Cadmium, steel industry, waste incineration, volcanic eruption, tobacco and cigarette smoking, all these lead to the cadmium in the environmental air. So these all cause many of the health impacts. Along with that, hydrogen sulfide, industries of the environmental sulfur or sulfur containing compounds, coke, rayon, tannin, sewage treatment plants, paper industries, wood pulp industries, and ozone. Again, photochemical reaction of the pollutants with sunlight produce the ozone in the lower strata of the atmosphere, which is harmful. If it is in the upper strata of atmosphere, then it is going to prevent the ultraviolet rays entering into the environment, and that is having a positive impact. But if ozone in the lower strata, then it is not good for the health. So maximum limit is 100 micrograms per meter cube, and if the amount exceeds, that shows the level of pollution is increasing. Polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, burning of alkyl lead additives used for fuel in the vehicle, mostly from the leaded petrol. Other matters, burning of the coal, oil, gases, it is not considered among the pollutants as it is one among the natural components of the air, but excess amount results in the global warming. Further, different kinds of the pollutants, they have different kinds of the adverse effects on the health. For example, respirable particles, tobacco smoke, stove, aerosols, sprays, respiratory disorders like allergic rhinitis, asthma, etc. If carbon dioxide is more, that is produced due to the combustion of the equipments, gas stoves, automobile exhaust, that will lead to the difficulty in breathing, aggravation and onset of the respiratory disorders like allergic rhinitis, asthma. And nitrogen oxides, vehicle exhaust, gas cookers, cigarettes, burning of wood, kerosene, all these lead to the irritation in the respiratory tract, reduced lung immunity, bronchial sensitivity resulting in bronchospasm, and constriction resulting in exacerbation of asthma and allergic rhinitis. Sulfur dioxide, combustion of the coal and power plant, kerosene stoves, oil processing plants, smelting industries leads to aggravation of asthma, irritation in the respiratory tract, chronic obstructive pulmonary disorders, death in case of the severe cases. Formaldehyde, particle board and carpet loose, insulations, all these produce this particular formaldehyde, and they produce watery eyes, burning sensation in nose, throat, eyes, cough, wheeze, skin irritation, etc. Ozone, that is electric arcing, UV rays, ozone purifiers, they lead to cough, discomfort in chest, bronchospasm, constriction, reduced exercise capacity, irritation in the respiratory tract. Asbestos, insulation and fireproofing, they lead to the cancers, asbestosis, cough, lung function impairments. Lead, vehicular exhaust using leaded gasoline, impairment of neurological functions, psychological impairment as well as anemia. Again, Ayurveda also, the air pollution has been mentioned in both Charaka Samhita as well as Sushruta Samhita. It has been mentioned, Kadachid avyapanneshu rutushu krityabhishapa raksha krodha dharmair upadvamsante janapadaha. That is, deviation in the season, impact of the curse, anger of the divine, and improper acts result in the destruction of the Janapada or the large community. So here he mentions about Vishaushadhi Pushpagandhena Vayunopanita Kramyate Yo Dashastatra Dosha Prakritya Visheshena Kasa Shvasa Vamatu Pratishyaya Shirorub Jvara Upatapyante. So if Visha Aushadhi from the Pushpa, at that time more of the pollutants were not there. Here Vishaushadhi Pushpagandha is the natural pollutant, wherein the Visha of the Pushpa is Vayuna Upaniyate. So if it is brought by the action of the Vayu, then Akramyate. It occupies Deshas Tatra. So that occupies that particular region, and Dosha Prakriti Avisheshena. depending on the dosha and prakriti of an individual, produces diseases like kasa or cough, shvasa or the dyspnea, vomiting, or allergic rhinitis kind of a manifestation, or pain in headache or fever. Such kinds of the problems are manifested. Further, again, features of the poisonous air are also mentioned in the context of kalpasthana, wherein if one mixes the visha in the air, what will happen? That is, dhuma anile va visha samprayukte. If dhuma or fumes or air is mixed with the visha, then what happens? Khagaha shramartaha prapatanti bhumo. The birds, they fall down due to the exhaustion. And kasa pratishyaya shirorujascha bhavanti tivra nayanamayascha. That is, cough, allergic rhinitis, headache, and acute eye disorders are produced by the effects of the poisonous air. Further, features of the vitiated air or polluted air that is harmful for the health has also been described in Charaka Vimanasthana. It has been mentioned tatra vatamevam anarogyakaram vidyat. That is, air that is going to cause different health issues. Tadyatha. How that air, feature of that air is. That is, yata rutu vishamam. If the air is not according to the particular season, that is unmanifested seasons, and atistimita, when the wind is devoid of any movement. Ati chalita, if there is a very fiercely blowing wind. And ati parusha, if the wind is very rough. And shita, if it is very cold. Ati ushna, if it is very hot. Ati ruksha, if it is very dry. Ati abhishandi, which is very humid and that aggravates the doshas. And ati bhairava, which is very fierce. Ati pratihata paraspara gati kundalam, like if there is a whirlpool of the wind. Asatmya gandha, if it is having a abnormal, obnoxious odor. And bashpa sikata pamshu dhumopahatam, if the wind is with the bashpa or the water vapor, sand, stones and smoke, if it is mixed with that, then these all are coming under the features of the polluted air. How the external features of the polluted air, that has been very beautifully described in Charaka Samhita. Further, there is also concept of the description of the how the air can be purified in Ayurveda. Here it has been mentioned, Laksha Haridra Ativisha Abhaya Abda Harenuka Elagala Valka Kushtha Priyanguka Chapya Anile Nidhaya Dhuma Anilau Chapi Vishodhayet. So, for the purification, the fumes of the Laksha, that is ficus lacquer, and Haridra or Haldi, which we commonly known by the name turmeric, and Ativisha, Aconitum heterophyllum, Abhaya or the Haritaki, Terminalia cebula, Abda, again it is one among the varieties of the Panchakusha, and Harenu, Ela, and Valka is again one of the items that is very important. Kushtha, Priyangu, all these drugs are used in the form of the fumes to purify the air. Further, Pura, Devadaru, Dhupa, Chandana, Shrivasa, Sarja, Agaru, Nimba, Somaraji, Gandhaka, Guggulu, Rajika, Shveta Sarshapa, all these drugs used in the form of Havana or the sacrifice for the purification of the air in our classics. And again, there are certain contexts wherein natural disasters like tsunamis, earthquakes, landslides, etc. are also being considered as manifested due to the effect of the vitiated air. Here it is not really related with the air pollution exactly. Here prakupitasya khalu asya lokeshu charataha karmani imani bhavanti tadyatha. That is, if the vitiated air is moving about in the universe, then following impact is there. That is Shikhari Shikhara Avamathanam, that is breaking of the peak of the mountain. Unmathanam Manoha Kanam, that is uprooting of the trees. Utpidanam Sagaranam, disturbances in the oceans. Udvartanam Sarasam, overflowing of the lakes. Pratisaranam Apaganam, changing of the course of the river. Akampanam cha bhumehe, that is earthquakes. Adhamanam Ambudanam, that is the manifestations of the thunder. Nihrada Amshu Sikata Matsya Bheka Uraga Kshara Rudhira Shmasha Visargaha, that is hit by the meteorites or shower of the sand, frog, fish, reptiles, alkali, blood and gravel. So all these are abnormal. And Vyapadanam cha Sharnam Rutunam, change in the seasons. Sasyanam Asanghataha, non-productivity among the Sasya or Shasya. Bhutanam cha Upasargaha, spread of the epidemics among the beings. And Bhavanam cha Abhavakaranam, like if it is responsible for all the manifestation of the things. Chaturyuga Yuganta Karanam Megha Suryanala Anilanam Visargaha, that is bringing about the cloud, sun, fire and wind that destroy the all 4 ages. Sahi Bhagavan Prabhavascha Vyayascha Bhutanam Bhava Bhavakaraha, that is Vayu is like a god. It is responsible for good and bad among the beings. It is responsible for the manifestation of everything. So these things, if we think about whether the impact of the air or not, in the present day, many a times what we think about the different kinds of the earthquakes and the tsunamis. Like many a times this tsunami is manifested again due to the effect of the environmental changes and further landslides, especially landslides, if we think about, then it is again impact of an environment, because we have been uprooting the trees and we are doing deforestation. So because of that reason, the soil has become loose and we keep on doing many of the blasts for making the roads or railway lines or constructing various constructions. So the earth become loose and we start getting the landslides, especially among the peaks. Like we almost every year we observe the landslide occurs in the hilly areas like Himalayan region, or even in the lower lying areas also. And further, the wherein overflowing of the river, course of the direction of the river, all these is happening in the present day. Again, that is due to the impact of the environmental changes. Again, here in the Samhita, it has been allocated for the air. And again, the levels of the sea is raising day by day. That is because of the global warming. If we think about why global warming is manifested, that is due to the excessive carbon dioxide that is again content change in the air. We are every year by year the temperature is rising, and because of that the Antarctic and Arctic, the ice is getting melted and the sea level is enhancing. And again, every year we are having flood again due to the soil erosion that is caused due to the impact on the environment. So like that, various impacts is due to the Vata, basically due to Vata as per Ayurveda. Then also there are certain other characters that has been mentioned in the Sushruta Samhita, depending on the direction of the air. That is, if the wind is blowing from the northern direction, then it is having sweet, astringent in taste and soft, cold and unctuous in nature. So it does not aggravate any of the doshas, and it brings about kledha in the body, or it hydrates the body, thus enhancing the bala of an individual. And it is good for the emaciation or patients suffering from the effects of the poison. So the wind blowing in the northern direction is considered one among the healthy air. And further, in the southern direction, it is called as again having the properties like sweet, astringent taste, not causing burning sensation and light in nature. And again, on the impact of health, it is good for eyes and promotes strength and alleviates rakta pitta or the bleeding tendency, and it does not aggravate vata. So again, this is also considered one among the healthy air. Further, it has been mentioned in the context of eastern wind that it is sweet and salty in taste, unctuous and heavy in nature, and causes burning sensation in the body. So this is one among the bad air. The wind blowing from the eastern direction aggravates injuries, poisons, and wounds and kapha disorders. It also aggravates kapha and most of the disorders, but it is good to for the vataja disorders because it is having sweet and salt taste, as well as among the property it is unctuous in nature, and also it is good for emaciation due to kapha shoshi. Further, western winds also having the property of fast blowing in nature, dry and rough in nature, fierce in nature. So it is kapha medohara in property and reduces unctuousness in the body and also strength, and it instantly reduces prana and brings about emaciation in a person. So like these are the impacts of the direction of the wind. Further, for the air pollution in the context of modern, different aspects have been mentioned. First one is containment. In the containment, most of the times, how we are going to prevent the air pollution. One thing is the less using of the automobiles, because using of the public transport like metro in the cities, or else in even the public buses, public trains, for the usage that reduces the use of the petrol and diesel, so in turn it is good. And again, if you are compelled to use a particular vehicle, then the vehicle should be maintained well with proper servicing so that it doesn't cause much air pollution. And again, in the cities like Delhi, the air pollution stickers are compulsory. We have to check that every 6 months and get it tested, and then get a certificate that this is not causing any extra pollution. And like that. And then again, the 4-stroke engines, usage of the 4-stroke engines, that is more useful. And or else when we are going to the same place, then carpooling. If we are going to the same place on a single car, we can go, because every day for workplace we are going. So like that, these all come under the containment measures. Then comes the replacement. Replacement again in certain cases, like especially regarding the asbestos and all. Like asbestos is also one of the pollutants which is going to cause the asbestosis, and again different kinds of the cancers. So there we can use the less either completely replace the asbestos with the other materials, or else even in the asbestos, the serpentine asbestos is more dangerous compared to the other one. So there the replacements can be used. And next thing is dilution. Again, in the dilution, green belts, that is construction, planting of the plants in the places like industrial areas, or else even the railway stations. It's even going to prevent the noise pollution along with the air pollution. So this is one of the most ideal things. And even vertical gardens in the places where much space is not available, their vertical gardens are quite common, and even terrace gardens are there. Different kinds. Nowadays we have different kinds of the substitutes, and they beautify the place also. At the same time, they purify the air also. So both the things, one with one free. So this kind of a offer is there with the green belts, or planting of the various plants. And in kitchen also we can plant various kitchen gardens, so that we will get certain fresh items, and without the usage of the chemicals, fresh vegetables we are going to get into the kitchen. And then the Air Pollution Prevention and Control Act 1981 was the legislation that concerned with the prevention of the air pollution. Then the international measures. WHO has labs to monitor air pollution levels at different places. In India, a lab is established at Nagpur. And like that, the various kinds of the measures have been adopted for the prevention. And even Ayurvedic things already we have discussed, various homa havana that were done in the ancient times, that was for the prevention of the air pollution. So both the spiritual as well as the physical effect was there on the environment by doing the homa havanas. So that is about in brief about air effects of air pollution, both Ayurvedic as well as modern views. So thank you for patient hearing.